GG.
That's my friend! And you're found you!
Hola, que pasta? Let's talk about getting worse. I really, I just underestimated how much skill is lost over time. And I think the reason for that is that not only do you lose skill and the game changes completely, but the other people gain skill in the new areas that the game has changed and so on, you know? So it's like the gap feels a lot wider. Imagine you lose 20% skill and they gain 20%, right? So there's a 40% skill gap now, which is like 3 divisions in win rate, you know? So that is why League is so difficult, like such a difficult game to stay consistently good at it, because you have to keep playing so much. That's just what it is. You have to learn everything. You have to be okay with everything. You have to focus every time. Like, there's so many things. It's a disgustingly brutal and crazy game. That's why we love it, of course. You know, I was expecting myself to play like at a decent level every season, because I was always in like plat range or whatever, but yeah. It's just not how it works, you know. It's the skill difference is pretty massive. We got a whole new map again. And next split is like next year it's gonna be even crazier, because they will change every split. Like every split will have something unique about it, I think. That's what they said. The first one was that you can't backdoor or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, but I promise you, if you skip split 1 and you start playing in split 2, it's gonna be a lot more difficult, of course. It's very obvious if you think about it like that, of course, right? But yeah, just thinking about it, you know, the getting worse aspect of the game, how taxing it is. So if you play irregularly, right? Imagine you only start playing at the end of the season to get the rank that you had last season, and then you realize how difficult it actually is, you know, to get back. And maybe for some people that's very obvious, but I think for a lot of people it's not very obvious, because you think, yeah, I did this at that point, why wouldn't it work now, type of deal, you know? And for a big portion of that, they are right. You know, some things still will still work. Probably the most things will still work. It's just a big factor, I think, as well, is that Riot reduced toxicity. So there's a lot less people who just straight up give up, in a way. Also, the game, the way it works is that an individual cannot really carry anymore. I remember in season maybe 5, bro, that was like 20,000 years ago, but I remember you could literally 1v5 carry, you know? You'd be so strong that they could not kill you ever, and you would just right click them to death, in a sense, you know? That's how it would work. And I'm thinking of like Jax and stuff, and this is just not possible anymore. The game is much more balanced. It needs to, like, the team that's better will win, in a way, you know? And in that way, you have to kind of rely on your team, which makes it very frustrating, right? Because your team is just gonna be worse in a lot of cases, you know? Just in my last game here, I had 3 griefers and one good player. The one good player was Jinx, but because Thresh was griefing, he was just roaming mid lane, leaving Jinx alone, even though I was winning my lane hard, so he griefed. He took my XP and gold. So he put me behind while also leaving Jinx to die. And Jinx crawled her way back, but it didn't matter, because we also had, of course, the classic griefing Nunu. I don't think I've won a single game with the Nunu. The split, the entire split. Nunus are just terrible. absolutely terrible. They have no idea what they're doing. They're griefing half the game. It is what it is. And this guy's just unfortunate. He ran it down into a Kale. So, again, nothing we can do, right? Early, like, he literally inted the KO. So, I don't know. The KDAs don't really matter. They were pretending like they would play, right? And this Akali, I destroyed her lane so hard she was running it down. So the KDAs got a little bit inflated from her actually running it down mid lane. You know, she was walking down mid lane, right click, people pick her off. That's why my team's KDAs aren't as bad as they should be, right? So, but anyways, bot lane, of course, he got way too overfed and there was nothing I could do. Especially like the top lane situation, you know, even if all of us were winning, even if Thresh wasn't griefing and he was actually playing bot lane and they win the lane, it would have been difficult because of the KO getting inted, and KO is just super strong, of course. I was 16 full builds with full Magi sticks. I mean, it is what it is, you know, it is what it is. I could be salty about it. I'm probably a little bit salty, which is understandable, you know. That's the journey. When I'm not salty about that anymore, I'm probably diamond. That's just the reality of it, and that's about the getting worse part, you know. Sometimes it might feel like you're getting worse. Like in this game, imagine if I haven't played for a long time and I have games like this, 5 games like this in a row, which could very well happen, you know. You're doing decent, you're doing your job, you're trying your best, you destroy your lane, or he's even running it down, you know, you think, damn, enemy has a guy that's literally running it down. But then the reality is, okay, 3 of my players are running it down. So it's like they have 1 that's running it down and I have 3. And then I have 180 carry that's left on its own. Can't scale because of it. So, like, who is going to win this game, right? Nobody's going to win this game. So it is what it is. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It can feel like you're getting worse sometimes, but maybe you're not, you know? Maybe you're just where you are, or maybe you're improving slowly. That's just what I wanted to say. Enjoy.
You walk along the edge of danger, and it will change you. Why would you let this voice set in your head? It is meant to destroy you.